Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Animate, the internet YouTube show that's sweeping the nation. It's a sensation all across the nation. The show where we take old jokes that weren't even relevant 6 months ago, try to revive them, then take an unexplained hiatus, and then try to bring them back again while you're eating fruit snacks. So good. Let's do a simple coffee grading here to start things off. Get back into the swing of things. Let's just. Oh, yeah. That's an A coffee. It's been sitting all afternoon, and yet it is not all afternoon, but all late morning. And it is still maintained. Its caffeine integrity is intact, and its strength is just right. The heat, the temperature is spot on. Taking the last fruit snack here. So good. It is the perfect recording situation. As we jump back in, I'm gonna have to remember how to control things here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scrolling a mouse wheel. I'm right clicking and dragging. There's a disambiguated. I don't even know what I'm saying. Disambiguated arm here. Something is happening. I think we were having this arm pretend to trace over these words, if I remember the joke correctly, from back in the day. Yeah. Arm slaps it on, and he's gonna trace. Wow, what are we doing here? Why are we back with Let's Animate, you're asking? I know that's the question that's burning the tip of everyone's tongue. They want to know the answer. Why are we back with more Let's Animate? Well, because I want to animate. I want to get better, even though I said this already. I do want to improve. I want to get these funny, bizarre, outdated jokes out there. And I want my recording quality, speaking, voice, ramblings, all that nonsense to get better and improve and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's why we're here. I don't care if this lasts until episode 9, episode 4, 5, and 6, 7 Force Awakens, 8 Last Jedi, 9 whatever is going to come out in a year or whatever. I don't care. We're going to make this Force Awakens joke. It's going to happen. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. I had a hiatus a while ago. Yes, granted. I said it wouldn't happen. Yes, you're right. I did say that. But sometimes there's just nothing you can do. And that's my motto. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. And you have to just do what you can to get by and survive in life. I'm trying to think of why I had oh god, none of this is accurate now. I'm trying to think of why I had taken the first hiatus, and I'm tempted to blame it on the Tooth Saga. For those of you who remember, I had severe tooth pain for a while, but I think I stopped well before that. And I had been doing a lot of video game recording in the meantime. I started off with Spelunky, then I had moved in and done some Celeste, played through Celeste. It was a great game. And I got into the Breach and did a couple of sessions of Into the Breach, and they're still going up right now. I have a huge backlog of that game. I'm going to stop after this last set of videos goes up. I'm going to finish off that run in another session. Go for whatever number of island victories we need, and just call it quits there, because it's a good game, but it's just it's wearing on me. It's going to take some time. I'm not that good at it. I mean, we've managed to land a couple of pretty impressive victories, I think. Or it'll be a couple once this most recent run finishes. But I wonder if there's a way I can attach that. Oh, what layer was I moving here? Was I moving the arm layer? No. But yeah, I mean, I think that's run its course. My interest in it has subsided a little bit, and granted, a lot of my interest subsided because of the lack of recording, because I was waiting for the backlog to kind of catch up. I didn't want to get too far ahead. And now that I can go back to it, I think I'll be finishing it off, just to move on with life as we must do from time to time. So yeah, I'm not gonna fret too much on making this overly accurate. It's going to go a couple frames at a time and just kind of draw this around like this. So it's gonna look really sketchy, but there we go. I talked a lot too about doing the audio, and coming up with that stuff, and having to maybe come back a little later and do the audio off screen for this, and some of that still applies. It's gonna be a weird thing here. Like all that we just did is 2 seconds. It's really, really quick. Let me open up another pack of fruit snacks here and take a sip of my coffee. I'll let that play in the background here. We'll loop it on a little bit of a shorter loop here. There we go. And you just take a gander at that while I devour these fruit snacks. This is Mr. Broman eats on camera kind of recording session here. It's gonna be very relaxed because I know there's nobody out there. It's me speaking into the void. If I want to speak with a mouthful of fruit snacks, that's what I'm gonna do. So good. Another reason for the hiatus was personal life got busy. I remember talking way back in February about the sort of town festival deal that was coming up, and the work that I had been expected to do family-wise for that. And that all went good. That was a nice weekend. Enjoyed it very much. That was in February, so then fast forward a little while after that, and can't have that because that's gonna then we moved into the Tooth Saga, and yeah, it's been all video games from there. I wonder if we'll be able to find a free sound of like a pencil scratching on paper to kind of show that. Yeah, we need something to show up behind there. That's going to be tough to have the I'm going to take a look here and export this and see what exactly it's going to look like. Export this as, oh my god, I don't even remember what format I use. MP4? That doesn't look right. AVI? No, can't be. Wow, this is embarrassing. Let me go to my files here. Talk amongst yourselves for a bit while I desperately try to see an old file animation. It's MP4. Looks like. Or MOV. MOV. What is that? AVI? Must be. Let's try AVI. And we're going to send this to my desktop here for a moment. And we're going to call it Testy McTesterson. That's not right. We never had to compress before. Did that make it onto my desktop? No, it did not. Nope. There's OBS back, and there's my program back. There we go. So yeah, what was it then? It must have been an MP4. Send it to my desktop. Testerson. Save it. There we go. It's exporting. You can't see it, but trust me, there's magic happening. There's bars. They're sliding across the screen. There's clips jumping up. All kinds of crazy stuff going on. And yeah, in case you can't tell, I'm relying on these fruit snacks. I'm just looking at the video here and it's coming up. The arm is totally disconnected from anything. By the time we get to the A, where is it, about 2 seconds in? By the time we get, we must be able to see it on here. Yeah, by the time we get to it, just in here, the fact that it's totally disconnected from any sort of reality. I think what we'll do instead is he comes back, he grabs the pencil, and he goes back up. Trying to take out all this. We're going to have it go much slower. It's going to be a much more of a meticulous decision. He's going to go to there. Boom. Fast to there. And then he's going to go and take much longer. He's going to take like 12 frames, half a second, just to go around there. Which I realize the thing isn't going to show up as a turn, but yeah, we need the straight stretches, or we need to have this kind of come to here, and then we'll go another 6 frames and come down to here, and then another 6 frames, have him pull out the S to here, and then another 6 frames and he'll come down, then another 6 frames and he'll come around, then another 6 frames and he'll come up, and then another 6 frames and he'll come in to there, and then to there. Let's extend this out to 144 for some reason, and another 6 frames to come down, and another 6. He comes over. But yeah, I'm using the fruit snacks to fill in awkward time when I feel like I should be engaging in some banter. I've been banter poor coming out of the last little bit because it's been, yes, we slowed down. There we go. We're going to want the rest of this to slow down too. Just, that's not bad. The return is a bit quick. So can we pull everything out to here? And we're going to have to change the pencil too, obviously. Otherwise the pencil just suddenly materializes in the middle of nowhere. So we bring the pencil back, we watch the arm, he goes up, he comes back. Let's try and watch this with the paper on here. Yeah, he returns a bit quick, I guess, eh? What else work got busy, like personal life and the pseudo work that I do. I'm really a bum, and it really just boils down to it. And it's something I'm trying to work on, but it's not that easy in small town Canada to just suddenly not be a bum anymore. There's not a lot of opportunity. There's not a lot of work out there for creative-minded people. So I end up doing a lot of, ooh, that's crazy. So what's the problem here? What have we done? Paper goes from here, and we've put it in its place too soon. Right there, and we need it to go there. Is that better? That's better. Yeah, so I end up working a lot of, started off you know, low paying, menial work, right? Not in any of your typical Canadian industries, small town industries. I'm not working at any big plant. I'm not working at the high paying forestry or mining stuff, right? I said, given the year, I mean, there's got to be more ways to make a living than to crawl down in some godforsaken hole. I mean, God bless the miners for sure. It's nothing against the profession. It's just, I'm a creative, I consider myself a creative minded type person. I should be able to come up with some kind of a creative solution to the whole money thing, right? Yeah, and without trying to BS anybody, I mean, that is what the whole animation and YouTube endgame was originally. And now I realize, you know what? Just have fun with it. Try to have some fun. If it turns into something monetary, that's great. You know, throw some gaming in on the channel. Again, it's just fun stuff that I like to do. And maybe something comes of it. Try to form a routine where I am recording on a regular basis, so to build that discipline. And, you know, skills will improve. Coffee drinking on the mic will subside. And maybe something will come from it and out of all the fun and learning. That really is the focus for now. So now, what do we want to do? What is the best way to get the tracing on there, do you figure? First of all, let's check the pacing here. Is our pacing right? He comes up, he comes back, he shoots back really fast. This gap in here can grow. Now I realize there's no movement in the elbows, which is like a huge issue, and it looks janky, and it's supposed to look a little janky, right? I mean, we're not Disney here, we're not Pixar. No one's getting any Academy Awards here. We're gonna export this really briefly here, just so that I can see what's going on. And I'm quickly realizing and remembering that this was a lot of the stuff that I was going to start doing off camera, and that might have been why the hiatus happened, is because I relied on myself to move to an off camera schedule, and when I gave that up, the discipline went out the window with it. So maybe we'll try to soldier through some of these terrible episodes where you see me just work on one simple little animation around an S and part of a T for 144 frames, and maybe we'll build some discipline on that. Because I remember at the time I had another NLSS tribute video on the go that I want to get back to with Nick as a trucker Nick, I called it. Very creative. And yeah, I mean, that's sitting in files somewhere that never got done. Let's see if I can I open that up? Where's Trucker Nick? This will be a happy little hidden little feature somewhere in this episode that no one else will see. I think I sneak peeked it a bit before to Trucker Nick right there. What do we want? Which one is the best? Probably the close-up of Trucker Nick. Yeah, here's Trucker Nick. This is the point where the demon ends up plopping on his screen, on his windshield. And he was going to get cleaned away with wipers. Yeah, there's the wipers. Hoopia. What's a hoopia? There he is from the front view. There was going to be a scene with him from the front view, and then obviously from the rear. And then wipers were going to come up and send the body flying with him. So once they appear on the screen, which is right about there, I guess, we mark the body, boop, And then as he comes up, maxes out right about there. How would your body react if to being wiped off like that? Like, obviously this is not accurate, but it's meant as a gag, right? Hey, look, our wipers are behind somehow inside the where's the wipers layer? Wiper 2 and wipers. There we go. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't have any more body, and he would have body that was coming up off there somehow. That just isn't happening, because he would be much more of an upwards movement, right? And we just don't have the room for that, so we have to give him a body. We could kind of twist him around and send him flying, right? So give him some speed by shortening up his time and shortening the distance he goes and shortening the amount of time it takes him to travel that distance. But yeah, so anyway, there was this gag here. There was a great bit in that short-lived SOS game that the guys were playing for a bit, and there's a bit where Nick talks like a trucker for a bunch of an episode. And anyway, yeah, so this was supposed to be funny. In case that wasn't painfully clear already, this was supposed to be funny. And he's doing some breaker one-liner type jokes and things. So that was a thing that existed for a while that I was working on that we might come back to, or we will come back to. I just don't know how long it's going to take, considering it's taken ages to do this simple Star Wars gag with a G. But yeah, I'm going to figure out how to slap on a visual here with the paper with a tracing outline coming up and behind. And then when we come back, we should have that on camera. Until then, thanks very much. See you soon.